What's up, guys? I just want to show you something here. So, a lot of people rationally have some hesitation if they hear a marketer say, "You need, your Google business profile is really important. Let me optimize that for you," or "Your website is really important. Let me help you with that." Um, so, understandably, there's some hesitancy there, and so I just thought it could be kind of beneficial to just show you. This is Gemini. This is owned by Google. Um, and if you have a service, what's called a service area business. So a service area business is your customers don't come to you, you go to them. So um, plumbers, water damage restoration people, housekeeping, house cleaning, maid services, pest control, anything like that, where the business goes out to the client's home or business or location. That's a service area business. Yeah. If they never come to your business, if you go to them and they come to you, that would be like a hybrid business. Some restaurants are like that, where you can come in and eat at the restaurant, but also they cater and they can deliver and things like that. But if you strictly do your work at the client's location, that's a service area business. And everyone stresses about getting your PIN on Google Maps. Um, and I'm here to tell you that is not as beneficial as you think it is. You don't need the PIN on Google Maps, but you do have to have Google Maps properly configured to show what your service area is. And in fact, having a PIN can actually harm your ability to rank. And I'll tell you why. So, the three factors that Google uses when they're choosing how to rank your business are relevance and prominence. And then for other businesses would be proximity. Okay. So if you're looking for a restaurant or a doctor or something like that, Google is assuming that you want to find something nearby to where you are. And so they're going to rank businesses way higher if they're really close to you. But if you're a service area business, you don't really care. Like the client doesn't really care where you're located as long as you're willing to come to where they are, right? So the problem is if you have a pin on the map, but you serve, a 50-mile radius, Google's going to give preference to the businesses that are close to that client's location, and that probably means that your business is not close to most of their locations, right? So if you have a pin on the map, Google thinks, well, you're only relevant for the businesses right around you, within a mile or two or 5 of where you're located. But if you take your pin off of Google Maps, off of your business profile, then Google knows, okay, you serve this entire area. You should rank pretty well, equally well in all of these areas. And in fact, any of your competitors who have a pin on the map, they're actually in violation of Google's policies, and that could be reported. Um, they're if they don't provide service at the client's location, if they do provide service at the client's location, they should not have a pin on the map. Um, and I mean, if they do have a pin on the map, they're going to act really well right where they are, and they're going to rank a lot worse outside of that vicinity. So if you're a service area business, here's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on relevance. And this is not me. This is coming straight from Gemini, which means it's aggregated from other websites, other experts all across the internet. So relevance. So you have to have your categories set up properly in Google. So Google knows what business you're in and what services you provide. You have to have that configured accurately on your business profile. And you need to go into detail about the services that you offer. So you might get landscapers. You can select landscaper as your category, but you also need to say, landscape design and horticulture or whatever all the different subcategories are, the individual services that you provide. You want to list those very specifically. And then the next thing is prominence, which is your reputation. So reviews. You need a lot of positive reviews. Google wants to show businesses that are highly rated, right? They want people to come back to Google when they're looking for a business. And that means that when you search Google, you need to find good businesses to work with. If they put businesses with crummy reviews right at the top, you're going to have a crummy experience working with that business. And you're not going to go to Google again next time you're searching in the future. So you need to have a lot of positive reviews. Okay, this is not me saying this. And then citations. So you want to make sure that your name, your address, your phone number, your hours, your website are perfectly synchronized across the web, across Yelp, Yellow Pages, Apple, Bing, Google, and other search engines and other places. They're going to look at all these directories. And if your address is Boulevard in one place and Parkway in another, or your phone number is slightly different, their confidence is lower that they have the right information about your business. So you need to make sure that all of your information is all over these sites and it's consistent. And there are services, we offer services for that. There's services you can go find. It's very affordable from us. But yeah, we can help you get that set up and make sure that, in like 4 clicks, now your information is synchronized everywhere. And then the last thing, websites still matter, right? It's not just about your Google business profile, because your website is where you can really go into detail of the cities you serve, the services that you offer, your pricing, your policies, all that kind of stuff. So you want to have that information in your website, which verifies and validates for the Google business profile that these are services that you offer, that you're not trying to just put stuff into your business profile and rank for things that you don't actually do. So that's where I would focus on. Consider turning off your address visibility on Google Maps, and focus on relevance, your categories, the services, reviews. Make sure your citations are synchronized all over the web, and then make sure that you have authority with your website and that you've gone into detail about the services you offer. If you have questions about that, or you are interested in getting some help with that, let me know. Otherwise, I hope that's valuable information for you.